Hey, look who's back. Yeah, apologies folks. Had a few weeks off. Don't know. No excuses really. I think we left you telling you might have a little surprise for your calendar. Well, there is a surprise, but it's not what I was expecting. And I think that's why I haven't done a video. I'll show you the pictures, look. We was meant to be doing our own calendar with Sophie and Domino, and then let you guys have a copy if you wanted one. But anyway, someone didn't pull the finger out their arse soon enough, so that never happened. And then because I was planning on that for the next video, I think I'd just got my arse in my hands a bit, and I couldn't be bothered. Plus, we've had a proper busy run up to Christmas. Been out most weekends and obviously trying to keep the boat warm, moving the boat and everything else we got going on. So it's just been a bit of a mission. Yeah, I'm back though. I never intended on stopping. So don't worry, we're here folks. New year, new me. Hopefully you should get one every week. At the end of the last episode I said we might have some exciting news about the calendar, but well, didn't really happen in time, did it? We still have one because it's my brother's Christmas present.
It's okay, by the time he sees it, she'll have got it.
Yeah, it'll be Christmas by the time. So, Sophie and Domino have their very own calendar, but as you can see, look, it says poo edition. Our poor dogs, bless them, when they go out for a poo, nothing is sacred. It's full of lovely
pictures.
Lovely pictures.
And I think the dad jokes also.
Oh yes, it's not just just poo pictures. You know, I like my jokes, so on every month there's a different one-liner, and then at the bottom, I don't know, question, answer, whatever you want to call it. Did you hear about the movie featuring Sophie? Telling a joke here.
Shush.
Did you hear about the new movie featuring the constipated man? Hasn't come out yet. Don't worry, that's not the joke of the day. That's just what you could have looked forward to on one of our calendars. Yeah, but we didn't get it all sorted in time. So
no, not we. I'm not having this we.
I didn't get it sorted in time. To be fair, they took a while posting it. That was the problem. Yeah, they did. Anyway, you ain't having one of them this Christmas.
No.
Next year, if you're still following us, we might.
If you put it on your Santa list.
Yeah, put it on your list. We might do a Domino poo calendar. We still got them anyway because I've got to get my brother one. It's a tradition.
It is now, so we need to start taking pictures. Yeah. I'd like some in the snow. That's the ultimate, I think.
Yeah. Sophie, you like one in the snow?
I think the snow poo.
Proper like season, so leaves on the floor for autumn, and in the bluebells in the woods for
I
for
think
spring.
It should be seasonal.
So anyway, what do you reckon? Would you have bought a calendar if I'd have got it ready in time? We still had to get it made anyway, just to carry on the tradition from my brothers.
It's been a really tough week at work.
She's caught up.
I'm with it. Anyway, so you've just showed the Sophie and Domino calendar. The poor dogs can't take a poop in peace, and they can't.
No.
But I find it hilarious.
It is rather funny.
But I think if people see me do it, they're going to go, "What the is she doing?"
Poor dogs. Still got some news on the calendar front. Though,
well, I was a bit disappointed. I know you shouldn't be disappointed with the Christmas presents, but
I don't know as I'm disappointed. You know,
well, you wouldn't be.
I think it still goes with the theme.
Well, it does kind of, but it's just the wrong.
Should we show them?
Yeah, it's just the wrong thingy.
Let's see.
I don't think you have to move that because I like that position.
Oh, okay then. We'll keep that there then.
Yeah,
so
right.
This is this year's calendar, courtesy of my brother. Can you see that with the reflection of the light? Yeah. Pooping cats. So I suppose we better do the January reveal, hadn't we?
Yeah, it's a cat having a poop.
You've spoilt it now.
It's just a different coloured cat.
There we are. Look, there is January. If I zoom in for you. You can even see.
No one needs to see the poo, Anthony.
Even see the poo. So that's going to take pride of place on our wall.
And I use it the most to keep myself organised for work.
We do actually use the calendar.
All the time.
It's comedy value, but it is funny, isn't it? So yeah. Go on, up there.
It's their dinner time.
I'll give them the dinner in a minute. This week's video then. I don't know whether people like the how-to videos or not, but that's what you've got this week. Does it deserve a separate channel or a separate playlist, do you think? Or do we just...
It's all part of whatever floats the boat, isn't it?
I suppose. If you don't like it, don't watch it. So yeah, this week's video...
If you like nerdy stuff where people play around with gland and stern
Shafts
thingies.
and you like the shafts?
I'm such a child. There's
Anyway.
a few words that just make me smile. Moist is another one. That's always a chuckle. But
You
anyway.
don't, well, the purpose of this week's video is to not let your shaft get moist. So enough of that. Let's get on with it. Today's job then is try and. Oh, excuse me. Hello, squirrel. Did you see him? Yeah. Anyway, sorry, I'm easily distracted. So today's job then is try not to make the boat sink. You'll see what I mean. Let me show you. I've got to do the stern gland packing today. I'll show you what that's all about. Underneath this deck board then, we have the stern gland. Ta-da! The stern gland is essentially the only intentional hole below the waterline of the boat. So this is our prop shaft. That turns when the engine turns. And this shaft obviously goes out through this tube at the back of the boat. And it's attached to the prop. And this little device here is what's called a stuffing box. And that is what essentially keeps the water on the outside of the boat. But I don't know whether you can see in my little catch tank down there, look, it's just a little tray. We've got a bit of water. I heard the bilge pump go a couple of times last week. I knew it was due for doing anyway. Sort of semi-regularly. You have to tighten these bolts, these nuts, sorry, and then that compresses the stern packing and keeps a watertight seal. And if you look, we've sort of about run out of threads and we're about bottomed out. So this will only go in so far, and then the rope inside is all squashed and time for replacement. So I think this will be coming up for our 3rd year on the boat, and this is the first time we've had to touch it. So it lasts a while. Yeah, I'll show you what's involved in changing it. It is a little bit touch and go doing it while it's in the water. I've done a couple before. I've just not done this one before, because essentially this is what keeps all the water out. Like I say, there's a rope inside, which is a graphite cotton, I think, and that makes the watertight seal. And then we've got a greaser here which we turn, and this pipe leads down. I don't know whether you can see, it's a bit dark down there. Let me get the torch on. There we go, there's that greaser, look. Goes onto the stern tube and lubricates it. So the rope keeps it watertight, the grease lubricates it and keeps it cool so that it doesn't overheat. It's important that you should always be able to turn your shaft by hand. This is probably a little bit tight at the minute, but that's probably because I've heard it dripping. There we go, it does move. I've over tightened it because I heard it dripping. But yeah, if it's too tight, you'll get too much friction on the shaft, and then it can actually wear the shaft next to the shaft, they call it. So you end up with a little hollow in your shaft where the rope's been too tight and burning away. So let's get this out and get the new one in. This is the stern packing then. Like I say, I knew it needed doing. I didn't actually know what size it is, and there's no way of really knowing until you've got the old stuff out. So I've just bought the 2 most popular sizes, and I'm hoping it's one of those. It's a weird thing. It's a rope, but it's fairly stiff. It's graphite infused rope. Let's get the old ones out, and I'll show you how it goes together. So we wind these nuts off then. And that should enable us to remove the packing box. Before you start, actually, what you should always do is turn your greaser, so then you know the shaft is packed full of grease. So once the rope's removed, no water is going to come in, or at least that's what we hope. They're never normally that tight because your stuffing box shouldn't be that tight anyway. It's like I said, it can create too much friction and
burn away his shaft. There's all different configurations and nuts on these stuffing boxes, and I don't know, I think everyone thinks they've got the right configuration. I don't know which one's best. Sometimes, like me, you've just got one nylock at the end. You know, the nylock's not going to vibrate with the engine, so it's not going to vibrate itself off. Sometimes people put two nuts on this side and they'll lock the back one off against the front one so that it can't undo, and then sometimes people put a nut behind and a nut in front and again lock them off so they can't undo. Like I say, we've had this, what, 3 years now, and these bolts have never worked their way loose. I check them probably once every 4 or 6 weeks, something like that. Give them a little turn if there's a bit of a dribble. Like I say, all the time making sure the shaft turns freely. Like I say, it's a bit tight now because I heard the bilge pump going the other night, so I'll come in and nipped it up. It's not been moved while it's been tight. It was just to stop the water dribbling in. Put them to one side, out the way, so we don't lose them. I think this is one of the big advantages of having a big old engine in its own engine room. You just get plenty of space to work on stuff. Like, I can access this quite easily now, you know, in a nice comfortable position. I've done some before in sort of semi-trad sterns and cruiser sterns, and you end up down underneath the deck boards and you need like 3 wrists and 2 elbows on each arm just to get to it. So at least we've got nice easy access. Yeah, once your nuts are off, might need a little bit of persuasion, get the stuffing box out. So slide that back out the way, give yourself plenty of access to the stuffing box. You can get like special tools to get in there, because what the rope does, the rope will wrap around the shaft and then that stuffing box pushes it into the gland. So I've got to dig the old stuff out now. You can't just put new stuff in on top. You can get special tools to dig it out, but I find just a screw tends to do the job. Any old wood screw then, and a pair of pliers. So give the screw a couple of turns, let it bite the old pack in. Sometimes you can do it just by hand, but sometimes you might need a screwdriver just to drive it all the way in. I get my mole grips. There we go. There's one piece. That's what we like. All coming out as a single piece. Sometimes they break up and it's a pain in the arse to fish it all out. Before I go any further, I'm just going to have a look, see what that. Yeah, so we're all right on that size. That's a bit small. So if anybody wants any stern packing and they're passing, gives a knock, because I've got some. I can't remember what size it is though, but it's smaller than that. Right, there's normally 3 rings in there, so we'll dig again. I'll get the screwdriver on this one. The wheel grips again. Give it a pull. Hopefully we'll get another ring. There's 2. Oh, need to go in a bit more with that one, I think. Oh, that screws in plenty now. Oh, you've got a bit of a dribble coming in now this last ring's out. It looks like there was 4 then. We've got 4 rings in there. I suppose if 4 have come out, I'll replace it with 4. You see, we've got a bit of a dribble. And I give the greaser a bit of a turn. Hopefully stem that float. I don't want too much coming in. There we go. So what I've probably done is gone too far through with the screw out the back of the packing and then into the grease and just poked a bit of a hole in the grease. So then there was a bit of water coming in. It's stopped now, so I can relax. Best way to get the packing to length, then just wrap it around your shaft. Wee shaft. No. Pop my finger on it. Stanley blade will do. I've got these little shear things. Let's get a nice straight cut. And that's one piece cut. Always stagger your joins. So I'm going to treat it like a clock face. I'm going to have my first join here up the top. We are a little bit tight, so I'm just going to give me mallet, compress it just a touch, squash it down a bit. Obviously as I've squashed it, I made it a bit longer as well, so I may need to trim a bit off. Let's see. Yeah, we're a touch long now. I'll trim the end. If we get it started by hand, then you want to make sure that it goes in nice and square. Best way to do that, slide the collar back along and let that push it in. And then we know that packing is going in nice and square. One down, 3 to go. Right, what I perhaps should have done is cut all the pieces to length. So I'm going to do that now instead. So what you don't want to do is put them all in with the gap in the same place, because then it allows, you know, a channel for water to potentially run through. So we'll get this gap at 3 o'clock. Again, start it by hand. So each time when I knock this in, it won't go as far. There's that one. That one was at 3 o'clock, so you've guessed it. This one, the joint's going at the bottom, 6 o'clock. Right, I've only got 3 in at the minute, but I'm going to put the nuts on and see how it feels. New one's on top, old one's underneath. Look, so the new one's about 50% thicker because it's obviously been compressed and compressed and compressed over time. Now, as it stands at the minute, I'm not going to be able to get another ring in this stuffing box and still seat this collar inside the stern tube. So we'll put the nuts on, see how it feels. Once I've put the nuts on and compressed it a little bit, I might find that there's then enough room for that 4th ring, but like I said at the start, you only normally get 3 anyway, so I was surprised to see the 4th ring come out. Oh, I dug out the socket set, that's a lot easier, isn't it, eh? Time is money. When we're doing these up as well, we want to make sure that we do them up nice and even, so it pulls in nice and square and compresses all that stern packing nice and square. So we'll get them just touching the plate, and then we'll do them sort of 1/4 of a turn each. And just touching that side. And we're just touching that side. Quarter. 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 See if I can still turn the shaft. Oh, that's tight. So we've obviously compressed the packing. Yeah, I can't turn that. And then we'll back it off till it's nice and free. I don't think I'm going to get that with a other piece of packing in. Not a chance. So if we go back a quarter. Back a quarter. Let's see. There we go. We can turn that shaft now fairly freely. That's what we're looking for. There we are then. That is how to repack your stern gland. Well, if you've got a stuffing box anyway. As with everything, nothing's really standardised. This used to be the sort of go-to system, but you know, newer boats now have different packing systems. But yeah, if you've got a stuffing box, I say that's the way to do it. That's the way I do it. You ain't suing me if you sink your boat because you've tried it yourself. But yeah, it seems to have worked for me. I'll get the engine fired up, just pop it into gear and let it run for 10-15 minutes and check nothing untoward is happening, and hopefully we should be done. Well, as always with working on the bloody boat, doing one job normally means you find another. So I've just gone to empty my little catch tank out that sits underneath the tub, and yeah, just got to empty this tank out, and as you can see, look, my pump has just fell to pieces. The plastic's gone all brittle, and it's buggered. So time for a new build pump, I think. It's not the end of the world. I know the grease is good. I know the stern pack is good. We've got a box under there to catch any, and we've got 2 build pumps for the engine bay anyway. We've just got a separate one put underneath the stern tube and then a separate one in the engine build. So even if that does fill up, it'll overflow and go into the other build pump. So it's not a major issue, but I shall get one ordered and get it sorted. I think it's nice. It's nice to have a separate little build from my stern tube, and then if there are any leaks, I know exactly where it's coming from. So yeah, I shall get one ordered and get it switched over. There's another job to go on my list.
Bye.
Oh, no, we can't go yet.
Why?
Joke of the day.
Oh God, I thought can we not have a new tradition?
No.
We don't have a joke of the day.
No, we're sticking with joke of the day.
Okay.
It's got to be done. I know you've just seen me messing with my shaft, but we showed you the calendar at the start of the video, didn't we? So I think we're going to have a calendar-related joke this time.
Well, some of them are quite funny.
Did you hear about the thief that stole a calendar? He got 12 months. Whee! And on that note,
we're going now. Bye.
Bye, folks. See you next week. We're back. Oh, I didn't press record.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, I am. We got it. Do you think the viewers have noticed my festive T-shirt, Emma?
Yeah, you're
it's
awful.
beautiful, isn't it? Let's give them a close up. Look,
awful festive T-shirt.
Whoa, what a beauty. T-shirt as well, isn't it?
What's the point of having a fandangled thingy watch if you can't manoeuvre it?
Fandangled thingy watch. This is on about my tripod, folks.
Oh, look at that. Oh, that's a much better look.
I got a new tripod for Christmas.
You can still see, look.
Look like the Friendly Green Giants filming it though. You can see all the crap on your desk there and all, look. She reckons it's tidy. That's it, you're covering it now, it's fine. There's no crap, look, honest. It's tidy this side. Oh, I nearly showed them that then.
Oh God, this is why I drink. Right, what?
Pictures, we just showed them the calendar. We're in our Christmas jumpers.
Did we?
Yeah, I've just put it in.
Christmas? So when was Christmas?
Well, it was about 3 weeks ago. Oh God. Why do you drink, did you say?
Exhibit A, B, C.